This is Jeff Kappas in my first video log, sharing my thoughts on the educational uses and the applications of YouTube videos. Before I share any thoughts, it's probably useful to give a little background information on my experiences with educational multimedia and how I feel YouTube fits into this arena. As a student, I remember, as I am sure most of us do, those school class days when the teacher showed a film of some faraway place or scientific process. These were often shown on a reel-to-reel projector, and the films themselves were often, honestly, I never really watched them. I don't remember any of them. I liked video day because I could talk to the person next to me or I could pass notes. The loud clicking of the projector made all of this much easier. Wasn't much excitement listening to some robotic voice talk about a place I was never going to go anyway. As I moved along in school, VHS became the rage. The VCR was quiet. It made my misbehaviors much more difficult, but the quality of film did not greatly improve. Most were still unengaging. As a teacher, I think back to my years as a student. I recognize, especially in the field of social studies and history, the importance of showing educational media. Why tell my daydreaming students about the Serengeti Plain when I can transport them there? Why try to describe Mount Everest Base Camp when I can have a DVD show them it? I try to find multimedia sources that are engaging and interesting, and at least a potential conversation or note-passing stopper. I've spent large percentages of my meager classroom budget for high-quality, engaging DVDs, used public libraries, even considered Netflix to help with this issue. Just hasn't been enough. I decided very quickly upon YouTube's creation that I could use it as a classroom tool. I use it now in short previewed clips that supplement any lesson I may present. I've also used it as a preview service where I see portions of educational videos that I decide to purchase. I have used them for my main subject of social studies, but I have also used them to teach my class how to create a wiki. I have found videos that help explain mathematical operations and teach character education. Perhaps one of the most useful applications I have found for middle school classroom, though, has been a classroom management tool. It's probably a use of YouTube that really hasn't been discussed. Many people tell me that teaching at the middle school level is basically an exercise in crowd control. I'd have to say that I agree with this statement. I have witnessed excellent content teachers fall victim to poor classroom management. I recognized very early in my career that any and all tools I can use to help keep the chaos under control, I will utilize. This is where YouTube comes in. I tell the students that the lesson that day is YouTube enhanced, and they are on task. Now I know what most of you are thinking. The videos are educational and mildly entertaining, and that is true for the most part. What keeps them really engaged, however, are the last videos, the grand finales of that lesson. These YouTube selections are not quite what you would call educational in the traditional sense. I prefer to think of them as videos that teach life lessons in a humorous way, such as videos that show the dangers of grape stomping, where to get a great deal on a living room, bedroom, or dinette, the importance of picking good friends, dance lessons, or how not to play video games. I promise them 2 minutes of YouTube enjoyment. They give me their complete, undivided attention for an entire class period. YouTube, in my opinion, is a great supplement to the traditional classroom, and its use in both in-person instruction and online education. Bound to grow. I'm sure there are many uses and many different varieties and many controversies about the use of YouTube in a classroom, but I have found it not only great for education in the content area, but also as a classroom management tool. Oh yes, go Lions.